And the fact that Jalen Hurts is Jalen Hurts for me is a good thing for the Philadelphia Eagles. And what I mean by that is, are you reading so many stories on Deshaun Watson? Man, I'm going to say this now, and I was never uber motivated to get Deshaun Watson here. If the Eagles were going for him, the talent level that the player had, you had to at least, depending on what prism you look through at it, you had to appreciate his talent. This is a far from done story, J-Mac. New numbers coming out that upwards of 60 women over the course of 17 months were called in. And welcome aboard, Birds fans. Appreciate you streaming on in here with Mac and Mac on Birds 365. Kind of a different edition. It's a midweek edition because it's Wednesday, but it's also an end-of-week edition because not only is the end of the week, it's the end of the offseason for the Eagles. If you look at opening of training camp, it's the beginning of the season. Yeah, this is it. Today's going to be the last day, and John McMullen will be heading over to get some grass time with the Birds this afternoon once we wrap this bad boy up here. J-Mac, have you blocked off like 6 hours, 8 hours? Or
I'm blocking off quite a few.
Minutes. Which one?
Quite a few hours. Practice is at 12:55. Now that part, that'll probably be an hour. So but then after, we're going to get the head coach. We're going to get some players. So that is the longer part of the day. And then once all that's done, then you got to sit down and work, Jody. So yeah, it's going to be a long one for me.
All right.
But,
well, I know
I know
you'll put all the time and effort in. All right, since you went there, I'm going to put you to the test right off the bat here on Birds 365. No, you're getting the coach. Sirianni's going to talk, that's for sure. What players do you think you'll get today? You've been pretty damn good at this, projecting and.
Well, now we're into the double up portion of the off season, so I don't have as good a feel, and it kind of depends today. Like, who wants to get out of there as quickly as humanly possible,
and or who is even there?
Yeah, well, that too. As I like to say, cue up the Alice Cooper. School is out for summer, so there's a lot of people who want to race to where they're going to get a vacation. You got to be careful. So that's what happened to Josh Huff back in the day. So be careful. Be careful.
We'll grade on a curve here. I need 5 names. If you get 3, you get a passing grade. Usually,
well, I'm trying to remember who spoke last time. I'm going to look it up real quick. So so we know Slay. It was AJ Brown. It was Jordan Davis. It was Jalen Hurts. It was Brandon Graham. So those guys are out. Devontae Smith is going to be an obvious one. He's going to talk. I'm going to go Dallas Goedert. Is going to talk. I think Fletcher, it's pretty clear that I don't even know if he's going to be there, and if he is going to be there, he's not going to talk. So that's pretty clear. Right? I'm going to go Avonte Matt. Can I say Avonte Maddox or James Bradbury? Since we're grading on a curve, we're going to get one of the corners, but we're not going to get both.
Okay. I'll give you a tag team there.
Anthony Harris, leader of the team, and I need one more. I don't think Lane's gonna be there, so I'm gonna say Jordan Mailata.
You know what, Mailata rather than. You think Kelsey's a pass guy?
Oh, I should have went. I don't. Yeah, Kelsey might not be there either. So I should have thought of Kelsey, but I'll stick with my line.
Okay. Yeah. If Kelsey's there, he's going to be one of the 5.
Yeah, you would.
But if he's not, then he can't be one of the 5.
So I'm more banking on he's getting out early.
All right. Well, you'll see if you get a passing grade tomorrow with attendance at Eagles.
I'm not going to show up if I fail, Jody.
No,
too
you're here
much,
tomorrow to take your medicine there, buddy.
too much embarrassment.
You passed with flying colors. One, you almost ran the table. If you
Yeah,
didn't listen,
yeah,
Kratz gave you a bad lead. You went down a bad road with Fletcher Cox because of Kratz. Otherwise, you would have run the table. All right. You're going to hear from Nick Sirianni. He did speak to Sal Paolantonio the other day, and he sees great advancement in his quarterback this offseason, that there's more zip on the ball, and his accuracy is up. It's 7 on 7. And we should expect no less. He's not going to come in here and go, oh, shoot, we're screwed because Jalen doesn't look good. Yeah, that had no chance of happening. But is he gilding the lily a little bit here with what the Eagles are actually going through with these OTAs?
I'm sure he is. There's nothing positive from insulting your quarterback in public. So, I mean, a lot of it's just sort of baked in. You're going to talk up the quarterback. But I did think he looked sharp. There's been a lot of talk about Jalen Hurts shifting his offseason program and going away from what he usually does and going out to see Tom House and company. Who are the guys when it comes to mechanics. And, they helped Carson Wentz, for instance, back in the day in 2017, before the 2017 season. So between 2016 and 2017, then he takes off as the MVP level season. Then he stops working with those guys and the mechanics go to what. So maybe there is something to it. And, Jalen probably has the mentality that if it goes positively, he's going to continue. Mechanics are such a big part of quarterback play in the NFL. And it's tough to decipher, who's got good mechanics and who's got bad mechanics to the layman. And, I consider myself in that category. I used to talk to John DiPilippo a lot about mechanics, and he always would bring up Carson Palmer as a guy. So I would always look at Carson Palmer as sort of the standard in his era for mechanics and, kind of compare people to him. Footwork is a big thing. And Jalen's footwork wasn't great last year. And can guys like Tom House and Adam Dedew fix it? I don't know. But it's probably better to go to them than not try and fix it. I will say that. So it's a positive. I will say that.
And here's the reason why Jalen Hurts needs to have good mechanics. He's got a passable arm for arm strength. I'm just talking about strength. I'm not talking about accuracy, but that certainly plays into it with mechanics. Your mechanics, I believe, can help you be more accurate if you need to be. The two best examples are Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes. Rodgers certainly has better mechanics than Mahomes. Mahomes' mechanics are all over the place.
Terrible. They're terrible. I get killed for this all the time. I got freezing cold take. I probably tell you on the show. Every once in a while they'll do it, and I have a lot of fun with it. That's why they like it. When I said, Patrick Mahomes coming in the draft, his mechanics were just all a disaster. And everybody acts like, oh, McMullen's an idiot. No, they're a disaster. They're still a disaster. There are some people that overcome it. They're so talented.
Right.
And he overcomes it. It's like, because I'm a big Dr. J guy. When I was growing up, I was a big Julius Erving fan. You don't want to teach somebody to shoot a basketball like Julius Erving. You don't. Yeah, I mean, that's that. You don't want to do that. But he overcame it and became one of the greatest NBA stars of all time, and ABA for that matter. But there are some guys so talented that they don't have to worry about that stuff. And that's the category that Patrick Mahomes is in. And to a certain degree, you mentioned Aaron Rodgers as well. When Aaron's throwing things from 75 different arm angles, that's something you don't want to teach a young quarterback.
Right.
But he can do it. And there's not a lot of people that can do it. Yeah, I mean, Jalen has unique abilities when it comes to mobility, runner, but when it comes to throwing the football, yeah, he's one of the guys, and 90% of them are, you need good fundamentals and good mechanics and good technique.
I liken it to a hitch in your swing in baseball. Some guys have an awful hitch in their swing. And if you're just John Q baseball player and you've got that hitch, you got no chance. But Gary Sheffield had such fast hands that it didn't matter the hitch that he had in his swing. He had 500 home runs. Why? Because he could do it. And he was just that skilled. And you have to factor that in when you're evaluating a player. Jalen Hurts doesn't have the same skill set that Patrick Mahomes has or Aaron Rodgers has. So mechanics and the way he delivers the football and his footwork are much more important to him than those two other superstar players. So if he can upgrade it and he get the job done, that's a good thing. The fact that he's putting the time and effort in is a very good thing. And the fact that Jalen Hurts is Jalen Hurts for me is a good thing for the Philadelphia Eagles. And what I mean by that is, are you reading so many stories on Deshaun Watson? Man, I'm going to say this now, and I was never uber motivated to get Deshaun Watson here. If the Eagles were going for him, the talent level that the player had, you had to at least, depending on what prism you looked through at it, you had to appreciate his talent. This is a far from done story, J-Mac. New numbers coming out that upwards of 60 women over the course of 17 months were called in. Just off the charts type numbers. And, oh, by the way, and we'll have John McClain, our buddy, who is quasi-retired from the Houston Chronicle, great all-time NFL writer, is going to join us on Friday. He agreed to jump aboard with us on Friday. We got to ask him about his Texans. They provided him a hotel room to have these massage sessions. And when one of the women complained to Deshaun, an employee of the Texans actually gave him a formalized NDA for him to make the masseuses sign before they showed up. That's not a good sign, Johnny Mac. When a team is given a play, oh, here's an NDA. Make sure they sign off on this before they leave the hotel room. They were complicit in this. This is going to get ugly, John McMullen.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to go that far. Here's my thing on Deshaun Watson. I don't think the Texans are in that much of trouble. I mean, there's teams that give their players hotel rooms all the time, especially their star players, and they don't know. I mean, they're not complicit in, oh, you're going to get a happy ending on a massage? Yeah, let me get you a hotel room. It didn't go down like that. He just happened to get them.
When they gave him a copy of an NDA.
Yeah, well, that
I would, when he shows up, don't you think they've got a pretty good clue as to what the hell's going on?
I was getting to that. So their version of Dom DeSandro, and Big Dom, the head of security that everybody knows, a great guy for the Eagles. Their version of Dom, I forget his name, but the Texans head of security, who isn't a lawyer, I think he was a former Secret Service agent. So I guess Deshaun told him somebody was popping off on social media and threatening him in some way for money, and saying I could destroy you, and he just put an NDA in his locker. So yeah, I mean, look, there might be more to it. What I'm saying is the Texans can easily say, this guy's the director of security. He's got told one of the lawyers, hey, do you got a template NDA? Have him sign this when you get your massages. He might get fired. That guy, the director of security, he might get fired. But my larger point is, I don't think the issue is with the Houston Texans. I think they're going to be fine. But Deshaun Watson, my God, and the Cleveland Browns, and the league as a whole, when you think about it from the perspective that this is the guy you gave the first fully guaranteed contract to, this guy, this is the first guy you said, all right, we're gonna screw up years of precedent, and we're gonna give every single penny guaranteed. The Cleveland Browns are in it more than the Houston Texans, and we'll see how it shakes out. Because look, I say this all the time, and for everybody listening, if you're an ideologue, and I don't care which side you're on, right, left, you're an idiot. I don't want to hear from you. I don't care. If you don't think about other people's views, if you want to shut down, to me, you're not a serious person. I don't really care about your thoughts. What I will say, there's two avenues you can go this way. Deshaun Watson is a sexual predator and he should be in jail. And there's a lot of people that close the book and say, that's it. They want to believe all women, yada, yada, yada. Even if you want to go best case scenario here, Jody, best case scenario for Deshaun Watson and say, these are people who got wind of he was offering $100,000 per person to settle these things, and it's a money grab. Even if you want to agree with that, and I want to make this very clear, I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm saying even if that is what's happening to Deshaun Watson, you have to look at yourself as the Cleveland Browns and say, what is this moron doing as the starting quarterback of the NFL, of an NFL team, a high-profile position, hired 66 different women to give him massages with you-know-what, and you think things aren't going to come out of that? I mean, I don't want that. That guy's not smart enough to lead my team and my organization. That's where I am. And the Eagles dodged a stinking bullet because they had interest in the player. And they claim they did their due diligence just like the Browns. Sorry, Jody, I got fired up, but that's my thoughts on the situation. And the Browns are the ones on the hook because, yeah, this guy's got a lot of trouble. And basically, you know, the minute you say, okay, it was 23, I think, so $2.3 million, you say, he just got 230. Well, now you're probably up to 4.6 or 5, and he's going to have to pay all these people off, and that's the best case scenario.
And, oh, by the way, a very interesting sidelight. I was reading Florio's opinion on Pro Football Focus. If they want, and I doubt highly the Cleveland Browns would go here, since lawsuits have been added after his contract was signed, that there is the possibility that if criminal charges come along with this new lawsuit and the prosecution decides we can make a case off this evidence, that the Browns could get out of the contract if they wanted to. That they could.
I mean, you know, anytime there's a new accusation, all of a sudden the police can get back involved. And all of a sudden now, you know, if Jenny Rentis is the one who did the reporting from the Washington Post, 66. So, you know, do the math, 66 minus 23. You got a lot of avenues to go. But I would just recommend this. If people are really serious about going after Deshaun Watson, don't hire Tony Busby as your lawyer. Don't. Go get a credible person. Go get a credible person.
I've got questions about both Tony Busby and Rusty Hardin, the lawyers who are heavily involved in this. Don't know that either one of them has done the right thing by their clients throughout. I just had to note that because we were talking about Jalen Hurts and the quarterback play. We could be talking about nothing but Deshaun Watson here on Bird 365 for the last several months.
I'd really get in trouble then.
Going forward,
I'd be canceled.
If the Eagles had actually decided to go that direction,
I'd be canceled if Deshaun was here.
You and I both, you know,
because people don't want to hear, you know, they don't want to hear both sides of the story.
You and I could be canceled, and then we just turn the show over to Jeff Kerr. We'd probably go real easy. They just tell him to come in here and try not to get canceled. We will not be canceling him. He will be joining us next. CBSSports.com NFL writer, insider Jeff Kerr joins us here on Birds 365.